Okay, and welcome back, YouTubers. I have recorded this video like XX number of times. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this is actually, I had just recorded it again and just all of the footage is gone. So, actually transferred an old one that I did where it didn't record the voiceover. It didn't record the voice, so I'm doing a voiceover. That's okay, right? So on the cover, I did this sun and I wanted to paint it like gem-like, and it says, "Praise the moon and stars, praise you all you." It says, "Praise him, sun and moon, praise him all you shining stars." That's Psalm 148.3. I knew that I wanted to paint this sun like a gems with crystals. And so when I open this page, come on, who knows what I was saying here, right? I could be a whole minute on the cover, huh? So on the inside, yes, on the inside, this is where I was working out the color scheme that I wanted to use for the gems, okay? So I used different colors and I was basically looking at crystals and just trying to map out the plan, the color plan, and I ended up going with this one that I'm pointing at right there, which is, I will tell you, it is cadmium yellow medium all over, and then I go in with the Indian gold and just kind of put some shading in there, and then I go in with Titan red, which is pigment orange 36, and deepen some of that with some color, and then burnt umber, and then highlighted it with white. And then the next page I continued on with that theme, and I wanted to do like a jewel-like dragonfly brooch, and you can kind of see I'm trying to show you the shimmer of that silver, and that's the Kuretake Gonzai Tambi Starry Nights palette. Then it was over 100 degrees for like a week, so I was working out my flames and the sun with flames. And then on this page you can see that I had just dropped $15 for a Princeton Elite round synthetic brush, which is kind of a lot for, a size 8 brush. So on the left, I'm doing a comparison between my plaid one stroke, which is like $4 at Walmart, and the Princeton Elite, which is $15. So it's roughly 4 times as much as the plaid one stroke on the left. So here's what I will say about that. Do you notice a difference in my painting? No, neither did I. But the plaids, they don't hold their points all that long, but they only have to hold it 1/4 of the time of the $15 brush. So here I'm just trying to convince myself that I didn't waste $15, which actually I could have bought a real Kolinsky sable number 2 for $10, but I didn't know that, and I'd have to wait weeks for it to come from Jackson's Art. But my next brush is going to be a pure Kolinsky sable, the highest end you can. Okay, so here I did this little, so hopefully I'll grab this other one. This is Canson XL paper. I pay $5 for 39 by 12 sheets, which is quite the bargain, right? But all the time you hear artists say the most important thing is the paper. So I also bought some arches, and I made these 2 watercolor journals at the same time. And I painted these 2 paintings at the same time, and you can see I've got arches on the left and the Canson on the right, and the arches is $1.58 a sheet, and the Canson is 17 cents a sheet, and so roughly the arches is 17 times more expensive. Is the color and everything else 17 times better? No, maybe 3 or 4 times better. So that's that. There you go. And I'm always working on my florals, and I was just mixing. Anyway, so here I am trying to, again, do roses, which I'm always working on. I started going over my work with colored pencils, seeing what that would do, and that's what's going on there. Over here, I was comparing the Magello Vermilion with the Schminky Geranium. One is a multi-pigment color. The Magello is Pigment Red 112 and PO 73, Pigment Orange 73. And then the geranium is a single pigment 242. And it actually, if I had to have only one in my main palette, it would be the geranium. It's just a beautiful color, but they're very similar. And then over on the right, I was just working through some gradients from opera to different colors. And I really love opera. The thing is, I stay away from it because it's fugitive and I do sell my originals. But thinking back, over the gallery that my work was in closed, and so I'm currently not even selling my originals. I just don't have a mechanism for that. So how much do I care when I'm digitizing and putting my artwork out there on Society 6 and Redbubble merchandise? So currently right now you cannot buy my originals and I just don't have a mechanism to sell them. I'm thinking about Facebook, but I don't want to hassle getting a resale license right now. So I haven't done it. Anyway, you can buy prints of my work on Society 6 or Redbubble, and you can just search for Brenda Knoll and you'll find my stuff. That's Brenda, Brenda, Knoll, Knoll. My daughter got me these watercolor brushes for my birthday, and I really loved them, and I've used them, other travel brushes. I used them for 3.5 months straight, and then they came in this nice little kit, and I just did a watercolor brush review of all my brushes. So I had thousands of brushes, and I culled half of them, and then I culled another half of them, and I culled another half of them, and I just culled another half of them again. So anyway, here's what I found about these brushes. They're $16.99 and they come with 3 travel brushes, and they're really nice. They're awesome. I used them 3 months straight. So pretty inexpensive, but here's the deal. They just don't really last that long, which is fine because of the price point they're at. I was actually amazed how great they worked. But now that I've been using them 3 months straight, they're starting to get some wear and need to be replaced. So what I did was I packed them up and I stuck them in my travel bag, and I'm only going to use them for travel because they don't really need to be my daily users. So what I would say about that is you can buy cheaper brushes and just plan on replacing them all the time, or you can get some quality brushes and keep them for a while. So here I was just painting a tree at Laird Park. On the left, I'm thinking about replacing some colors in my main palette with some new additional colors that I have, and what am I going to take out to replace those with. Here I'm just mixing some greens up. Okay, so I mixed up some purples. I'm just swatching out my reds. Some loose watercolor florals. I'm comparing colors to see what I'm going to take out and put into my main palette, and I'm comparing all my cobalts. Over working on the primaries. The best primaries are opera, and then instead of the permanent rose, but that's not light fast, so I use the permanent rose. Here, the little Day of the Dead girl, I did in Inktober, and I have a video on that here on my channel somewhere. And then again, still working with that steampunk sun, and I did a video of the girl on the left, Inktober. Pretty sure you can find that on my channel. I did a video of the skull, Inktober. You can find that on my channel. I did this video, worked out the color scheme ahead. Here I'm just working with colored pencils, and this donut's real popular, so I just did it. And then I think I got that off of Unsplash. Then I was inspired by some Danish elves I seen, and I did this painting for over on the wall for Christmas. And there's me trying to do a poinsettia, which, yeah, sucks. Okay, this started me off on a little rabbit hole, which you'll see, I guess, when I do my next video, watercolor journal. Then I always like to practice my handwriting. Here I did a little sample of all my brushes, and I was just messing with them and playing with them, and really love those colors. And that green, I love that green. It's actually a mix of cobalt turquoise, cobalt teal, PG 50, and probably Hansa yellow medium, but any yellow really. It just separates out so beautifully. I love it. It's just so delicate, and the way the blue and the yellow separate and mingle. It's my favorite combination. It's so pretty, right? Yeah, and so those really textural looking brushes, leaves, those are done with the quill brushes. I love the quill brushes. For watercolor, I mean, they kind of make the watercolor, right? They pretty much work on their own. So me, always working on my roses, right? This is a Daniel Smith palette I'm going to put together after I do my, I'm going to get the Dr. Martens PH Radiance. I know, right? They're not light fast. But I have been selling my originals. I've been scanning and putting them on merch and Society 6, so why do I need light fast, right? So the main thing on that Daniel Smith palette that I'll be putting together after I get my PH Radiance and after I get my core is going to be the Ultramarine, Rosa Ultramarine, because I got it mixed, but it's just not as granulating. It's beautiful. Moon Glow, Cascade Green, Dropside Green, and Green Appetite. And then I was just comparing. These are the colors that come in the Daniel Smith Essentials collection, and I already had those pigments, so I won't be buying them, but I just wanted to see how they came together. And, you know, I can see how that would work, but I just don't feel like I need a sampler of every single brand, Ouncy Yellow, light, you know. I've got a big tube of Event Magello. It's a pretty standard pigment yellow number 3, so I won't be getting that. I just redid my 12 color palette. There it was. I've actually redone it again in the new video that I just showed. I replaced the cadmium yellow with cadmium yellow because it's cloudy and I don't like it, and I replaced the cadmium orange, the PO20, with oh gosh, I don't remember what I replaced it with. Anyway, I can't stand cadmium red deep. I was thinking of replacing it with the color I'm showing you there, but what I ended up doing was dropping in some PH Martin's Hydros Magenta PR122 into it, and that made it like livable for me, so I can deal with it. You know, basically if you add PV19 or PR22 to any color red, you're going to like it. If you didn't like it before, you're going to love it now, right? And the thing with these concentrated liquid watercolors are, this thing's going to last forever, so I might as well use it, right? So here I'm showing you that I made this, I'm going to mix this color, and I don't know what I was telling you there, but ended up adding in to that cobalt blue teal. I added in the Icero cobalt blue cerulean, so I have the two of them mixed together in my palette. There it is, yeah. And you know, that works out great. Look how beautiful that color is. So I mean, love it. So here I'm mixing up my own Rose of Ultramarine with a pan that I made that's half French Ultramarine blue and half Permanent Rose PV19, and this is the color swatches that I get from that one pan. So I do like mixing my own. Oh, there's a pan. I do like mixing my own because you get quite that range where when I buy it, I'm only going to get, you know, what you see because it's pre-mixed. But I enjoy mixing it myself and going and having a wider range of colors, which is why I like to get single pigment colors and make my own mixes. And you can, I really enjoy putting half and half in a half pan and then swatching the range. Okay, so hey, thanks for watching my watercolor journal tour. I'm getting ready to launch my Patreon page. If you want to support my art, please like and subscribe and leave a positive review, and or consider following me on social media. All that stuff means a lot in the internet world, and I look forward to my Patreon page. Bye.